Open the agenda, find the link to the Zoom. Click on it to connect to the room. We sit and wait for the meeting to begin, and the names TJ starts calling. They ask us what we wanna comment on. We say general or multiple agenda item. Then we continue to wait for them to start up, and finally we are now recording pops up. The president talks and it's blah blah blah, but he mentions public comment. The time is now. They call on us to speak and we all slay. Everyone's so good with what they say. Sometimes it feels never ending, it's been so long, but to this day we're all so strong. We're so strong. We're so strong. We're so strong. We're so freaking strong, y'all.
She puts in the hours, she puts in the work. Whether it's city council or public works, or neighborhood councils, police or fire commissions, speaking her public comment is her mission. She streams it all for us to observe. We get to see and hear each word. She has a voice and ain't afraid to use it. And talk about persistent, she don't ever quit. She puts in the hours, she puts in the work. Whether it's city council or public works, or neighborhood councils, police or fire commissions, speaking her public comment is her mission. She streams it all for us to observe. We get to see and hear each word. She has a voice and ain't afraid to use it. And talk about persistent, she don't ever quit.
At 9:52, hopefully they'll stay so that we can hear our Zoom users throughout the meeting this morning. Thank you so much.
Yeah, is that it? We're good? I'm happy to help.
I don't know if anyone's in here, but welcome. Let's just put on more music.
Walking down the boulevard, and what do I see? A dude delivering a running knee. There's a guy on the ground, and now they're kicking his head. Really effing hard, he could end up dead. And it's 2 on 1, and one has a knife. No way to intervene without risking your life. Some lady is screaming, she's calling the cops, and I'm praying, I hope it stops. But I didn't stick around to see. I dipped as soon as I could for safety. During the day at the boulevard's cool, but at night it seems they got different rules. Walking down the boulevard, and what do I see? A dude delivering a running knee. There's a guy on the ground, and now they're kicking his head. Really effing hard, he could end up dead. And it's 2 on 1, and one has a knife. No way to intervene without risking your life. Some lady is screaming, she's calling the cops, and I'm praying, I hope it's all. But I didn't stick around to see. I dipped as soon as I could for safety. During the day at the boulevard's cool, but at night it seems they got different rules. No ladies in the around to see. I dipped as soon as I could for safety. During the day, yeah, the boulevard's cool, but at night it seems.
To our attendees here in the Board of Public Works sharing room. If there's any members of the public who wish to offer,
Hopefully the audio is going to be good. Let me know if the audio isn't good. I can maybe tweak it. Because I don't like the silence. So
Subscribe to Ganja Girl. She'll like totally illuminate your mind. Subscribe to GG Ganja Girl, whatever she calls herself. GG Ganja Girl, whatever she calls herself. GG.
The city whispers under the signs of bow.
To do general public comment and all agenda items. Please.
thank you. I'm going
Thank
to go
you.
put you back on mute. Thank you again for helping us troubleshoot our audio.
Absolutely. And
Jill, good morning.
A general comment, thank you.
General public comment?
Yes,
Very well.
all right.
I'm going to go ahead and put you back on mute. Good morning, TG.
okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so quick, I just want to say it's doing that annoying thing where when we speak on Zoom, it just shows like the black screen. So we will not be able to see any of the commissioners when we speak today. But don't worry about that. I personally don't care. I'm just letting you know. And I would like general public comment, please.
Thank you. Visual is not showing up as an entity. Thank you, Gigi. Appreciate it. I have you done for general public comment. Henri, good morning.
Hey, yep. Good morning, TJ. Can you please mark me down for general and all agenda items?
Very well. I have you done for general public comment and multiple agenda item commentary. I'm going to go ahead and put you back on mute and lower your hand. If there are any other members of the public who wish to offer commentary on any items this morning and are on the Zoom platform, please raise your hand at this time, indicate which items you'd like to speak on. And I will call up on you when we reach your item. And good morning as well to any members of the public who have joined us since my last.
I'm going to be paranoid the whole time that I'm unmuted.
This morning. If you have not already done so, please let us be located in the back of the room. Indicate which item you'd like to speak on and hand it to you.
Welcome. I hope the audio is good.
Get started in the next 2 minutes.
I haven't found a way to do the visual yet, but maybe next week I can figure that out. Once I have a computer and have that set up, it should be easier. But for now, audio is better than nothing. And it gives us a chat to be able to, you know, chat with each other. I feel like that's the main part of it, is to have the community aspect of it. We've got people who are in the chat, they're on Zoom, they can watch it on their own Zoom. If you really want the visual, you can join Zoom and you don't even have to speak. And I'm really shocked to see that like not only is Grant there and Commissioner Mitchell, but Kang or Kong, he's early today. And I feel bad because I always say stuff about him running late, but he's a really good guy. I like people being on time. Um, and just a side note, I have some weird share referral link thing on my screen that's covering the bottom of my chat. So, like, I can see that Kirby's just said something, but I can only see part of it. But once the next person talks, I'll be able to sit. I can see the second from last call or message, but I don't know. What happens if I push this? Share your referral link. Did that do anything? I don't know. Oh. Oh. Um, so it's after 1 my time, so it's a minute after it's supposed to start. Um, let's see. I really hate like the awkward silence. And I feel like all my noises right now are like super loud, like me rolling sounds super loud probably. But gotta wake and bake. And we are waiting on President Corson. Yeah, I saw something about a presentation that the vice president is going to present, but I forget what it was about. Okay, we have Corson sitting down now, so it should be starting, hopefully.
Recording in progress.
And we are now in record mode.
Welcome everyone to the Board of Public Works meeting for Wednesday, April 9th. Mr. Knight, if you'd like to take a roll and establish quorum for us, please.
Okay, President Corson, Vice President Chavez, President Pro Tem Brandt, Commissioner Kang, and Commissioner Mitchell are present. We have a quorum. We're adjourned this morning by City Attorney Representative Virginia Choi. I'm TJ Knight with the Board of Public Works. President Corson, we have one speaker card in the hearing room under public comment and 4 speaker cards on Zoom under general public comment. The 1 speaker in the room also wishes to offer multiple agenda item commentary, and we have 2 multiple agenda item commenters on Zoom. This morning we have no neighborhood council comment.
All right, thank you, Mr. Knight. We'll start with general public comment, which is an opportunity for the public to address the board on public interest items, and we're provided up to 1 minute per person for a cumulative total of 10 minutes for the general public comment segment of each regular meeting. Testimony shall be limited in content to matters which are within the subject matter jurisdiction of the board. The board may not take any action on matters discussed during the public comment period. We'll start with in-person, and we will start with Go Puppet.
But viewer discretion advised.
Morning. Los Angeles is a dirty N. Why do I relate a dirty N word? Because nasty Los Angeles continues to discriminate against the public when it comes to curb ramps and sidewalks. I just heard this morning in transportation, you spent up to $6,000 on a fucking bump on the road. Do we really need that shit? Maybe you should cite people for speeding. Maybe you should stop these assholes in government for saying it's okay to drink alcohol till 4 a.m. That would reduce the problem, not this bullshit of $6,000 for a goddamn hump on the street. Well, the goddamn ramps off of, what's this shit over here? Spring and 2nd Street by LA Times on the corner doesn't have a curb ramp. And it's dangerous. Fuck you.
All right, Mr. Knight would like to go on to the virtual platform.
Very well. President Carson, we'll go ahead and start with Audit LA.
Good morning, everyone. I want to discuss the L. Ron Hubbard Way and the fact that it is not open for parking, and there needs to be parking. And I also speaking up against any kind of street vacation, because they already kind of got one by making it a no parking street and the endless permits. Well, they're not endless anymore, thankfully. That's declining, but still, you know, there's issues with the people needing to visit the hospital at Kaiser. And I had somebody from Kaiser yesterday come up to me at City Hall and thank us for what we're doing and advocating, because it's important to people at Kaiser that, you know, about the planters, about the street being open for them to get through, and also parking. They have a lot of people that are visiting there, and the city will not make it, they keep telling people who are visiting the hospital. And so here there is parking. There's no proof that the city has that it's not parking, and yet nothing's being done. So I'm asking you guys to please, like, it's all a lot of stuff going on with that one street. And I'm asking you guys to do what part you can do to make it, to ease the burden for the community.
Thank you, Audit LA. That's 60 seconds. We'll move next to Jill.
I'm going to continue to harp on the fact that we do not want a street vacation on L. Ron Hubbard Way. The reason why they're doing that is because it's a cult and they're hiding their crimes against children and other people. There was a case in Waterbury, Connecticut, where the person was held captive for 20 years, and he set a fire to get himself out. The woman who held him captive was Kimberly Sullivan. So please, we have a lot of Kimberly Sullivans that are running the cult, that are holding people captive, that are helpless, that want to escape. And if you close that road off, you're totally imprisoning them even more. Do not do it. Have a heart. Look at what's going on in the world of child trafficking. Bye.
Thank you, Jill. We'll move next to Gigi.
Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, so I want to echo what Audit was saying about the street vacation. I am totally against the street vacation. We saw that Clearwater, Florida had sold a street to Scientology. You guys need to do the opposite. You need to tell them no when they approach you. Or if they give you some like crazy amount of money, like $500 million, and it legitimately makes sense, okay, but do not sell it for like 1.3 million. That's ridiculous that Clearwater gave into Scientology. And just realize how valuable that road is, that street is, not just to Scientology, but to us. And it's valued at way more than 1.3 million. So get $500 million for it at least. You should actually put metered parking there. It would help Kaiser out. There should be parking there. If someone's listening and got a ticket on that road, challenge it, because there is no proof that there's no parking on L. Ron Hubbard. And people need to follow through and actually push it and see where you guys can prove it. And since you can't, okay.
Thank you.
The city is broke, and your own city controller has said so. Over $1 billion are lacking. How do you make more money legitimately? I know of a perfectly legal way. You prosecute Scientology for the repeated 5611 and 5612 violations on their Blue Building campus on L. Ron Hubbard Way. They owe you $2 million just for those planter violations alone. $2 million. Okay, go collect the $2 million. And on top of that, you add the parking meters on that public street, because they, again, are violating the law, putting up their own fake signs, and Bill Delvac and his little simp buddy Daniel Reardon have the audacity to lie to the city and try to get and elicit an unlawful street vacation. Do you know what happened in Utah? Over 91 cases came forward for the LDS cult of child abuse, but they didn't just go after the cult. They're going after the city officials too for allowing the institutions. That means you. And LA and all these other places are next. So do your part.
Thank you. And President Carson, I do see an additional hand raised on the Zoom platform. We've also received an additional in-person public comment card.
Let's go with the Zoom platform first.
Very well. MD Media, would you like to offer public comment this morning? I see that you've been muted. However, I'm not receiving any audio from you. Please speak loudly and clearly into your device.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, go. Would you like to offer public comment?
Yes, general comments. I'd like to call in about, I was at City Hall on Saturday for the hands-off protest. I looked up and I noticed our flags over City Hall are tattered. They look terrible. Please have those replaced. All 20 flags. There's 19 American flags and then there's a POW flag. Every single one of them look absolutely terrible. It's a disgrace to this city. Please look into this. I'm going to call in every day until this is taken care of. Thank you.
And that concludes the Zoom public commenters. President Corson for general public comment.
Thank you. We have one last card for Jessica Meany from Investing in Place.
Morning, Commissioners. My name is Jessica Meany from Investing in Place. I'm here to support Commissioner Chavez in the presentation on DD9, Executive Directive 9 from Mayor Bass to finally create a capital infrastructure plan for the city of LA. As you'll probably hear in today's presentation, the city of Los Angeles is the only major city in the United States without a capital infrastructure plan. And boy, is that costing
If
us
she's
so many
gonna be doing her
public health,
presentation,
safety,
why is she
state
running her
project
mouth
delivery.
alone?
We see duplication of services across the many departments working in our public spaces, our streets, our sidewalks, our parks. This is a tremendous opportunity to really do some systems change, to really reform some broken, outdated processes. I do want to say, though, that I've been researching this for several years. I've looked at probably 45 now capital infrastructure plans and many City of LA reports. This is not an easy lift, and it's been something that's been talked about since 2012 in the City of LA. Miguel Santana, when he was CAO, he was calling out the very issues this billion-dollar budget crisis is affecting the city right now. One thing that when I talk to city staff who work on these issues, they always bring up to me is, boy, do they need a vision from policymakers.
Please go ahead and wrap up this.
Last thing I'll say is they are waiting for direction from you guys and from city council to tell them what the priorities should be in our public right of way and in the park so that they can create this capital infrastructure plan. I encourage you to meet with the council to really craft a vision so city staff can get to work.
Thanks, Jessica. All right, with that, we'll close general public comment for today's meeting and move on to multiple agenda item public comment. The board will provide an opportunity for members of the public wishing to speak on more than one agenda item during multiple agenda item comment for up to 1 minute per item, up to a total of 3 minutes per meeting. This is the only time to speak on more than one agenda item. And I believe the only in-person card we have for multiple agenda item is Goat Puppet.
Even though I swear Goat Puppet is Mr. Herman.
Regarding your 6 p.m. Public Works meeting, fuck all items, especially the one on sidewalks, because you continue to have a programmatic problem with the sidewalk and streets in which the public pays for. That is very discouraging when you hear about $1 billion deficit, $24 billion stolen on homelessness, and yet you want to kick people off a public sidewalk and street. It does not jive, niggas. It does not jive. And the reason why I have to say it this way is because I've been taught by dirty niggas. This is how America is doing to the population of ignorant, stupid, incoherent taxpayers that don't.
Which item are you speaking on? Please
I'm sorry, lady. Take that mask off. I don't know who the hell you are. Are you a bandito or what? Item number 1, repair program. Isn't that have to do with sidewalks? God damn it! Doesn't have to do with fucking curb ramps, goddammit. Doesn't have to do with fucking infrastructure, goddammit. Where's the service? $24 billion stolen and unaccounted for by this fucking government. And not one goddamn person in here, not one goddamn taxpayer has the balls, the nuts to speak up against where the fucking money goes. We're going to put $6,000 into a program for sidewalk repair on number one, bitches. Or as the lady in the mask said, stay on topic. No, fuck you. I am on topic, biatch. Why do you wear a mask? Are you afraid of me? The bid? Are you afraid of me? Do I have a topic? This is disabled. I'm a disabled.
Stay on topic. This is your one warning.
Fucking issues.
This is your one warning. Please stay on one of the agenda items.
Yeah, sorry, asshole. So long as I'm alive, so long as God wills me to speak about the issues and the bids and the program and the service and activities, it's all connected to a broad umbrella of the ADA Title II, in which this city discriminates against people like me with mental health issues. It's the only way I inspire myself not to kill myself is to come here and vent and speak the facts, Jack. Now, if I were wrong, that security guy would be up my ass right now. Or LAPD would be in here and shoot me like they shot that fucking Chinese
Comments
guy
have
downtown.
nothing to do with bid item number 1. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Knight, with that, we'll go to multiple agenda item comment on the virtual power, please.
Very well. Thank you, President. President, I'd like to make a brief announcement that I've confirmed, set Board of Secretariat staff is confirming that the visual accessibility of the Zoom platform is available to attendees on the Zoom platform. So for those of you who are not able to see
I just don't understand.
and speakers, you may want to sign out and sign back in because we do have visual going out. And we'll start for multiple agenda item commentary with Audit LA. You'll have 3 minutes to offer your multiple agenda item comment. Please identify which item you're speaking to.
Thank you. And just to let you know, though, I only see the board, not the audience. But okay, I want to start with number 1, and that is with the sidewalk repair. My chair right now is very broken, and the reason why part of the reason why it's broken is because I traverse a lot of miles back and forth on these sidewalks and streets, and it's killing it. It's breaking. But then the insurance doesn't allow me to get a new one or repair because you have to wait a certain amount of time. So it's devastating, and it devastates me personally to see that this bid is only, it's a $2,000 bid. I get it. Maybe you're just doing for one little, I don't know what it is, but I wish we would see like the other one that has the 8 million, how many millions for a theater? Like, why can't we take those millions for a theater and the other agenda item and cancel that? Because do we really need theaters? I'm not saying we shouldn't have theaters. That's not my point. But like I said,
you have 60 seconds per item, and you did identify that you're speaking on item 1. It's now time to.
Well, I'm combining the two.
Identify which item you're speaking on.
You lost my time, Mr. Knight. It's the one about the lake monitoring. Okay, you're asking for a lot of money for lake monitoring. Okay, and I'm saying I had fear of our water. So if you let me finish, I had fear of the people fishing and stuff in our waters. Okay, so yes, I want things monitored, but monitoring isn't enough. What happens beyond the monitoring? Will that monitoring just fall flat and that's it? Okay, we monitor it, there's problems, but will there be follow through in cleaning our waters? Because I do care about our fish and our, the wild gaming and stuff like that. It's disgusting. And also the other one about the one where you're increasing yet again another bid. All these massive increases, it's continuous. We're in $1 billion budget. There has to be better oversight. There just has to be. Whether it's, they can't just keep coming back to the trial. Is that my time? Okay, I hope I had my full time though.
Thank you. That's 3 minutes, and we'll move next to Henri. Please identify which item you're speaking on as you start your presentation, as you start your comment for each item.
Yes, hi. I'll be speaking on all agenda items here. I'll go ahead and start with number 1. Why is it that this board has such disdain for the disabled? I witnessed my friend Audit LA, who you just heard speak several times on the sidewalks, that bids like this, projects like this, keep saying they're repairing. But I know for a fact that Ulysses Grant, a council member, has literally admitted knowingly that your department takes minimum of 10 years just to even consider a repair, let alone actually execute. It takes about 20 years to actually execute the repair of a sidewalk. So 20 years that you're sitting there hating and stewing on the disabled population, and you're never actually taking care of them. And so that begs the question, where is that money going and where is it coming from? Well, I can actually answer that, all right? For a fact, we know that these people doing the bids are actually good friends of Mayor Karen Bass, and she gets major kickbacks from it. But that's not even the worst of it, okay? That's not even the worst of it. You can actually get that money legitimately by prosecuting violators of LAMC 5611 and 5612. Scientology owes you $2 million. You could easily actually execute that project well under a year. They have the money. It's in their banks. Go get it. Go get the money. $2 million. They owe it to you, all right? You could easily use that money to actually execute and finish agenda item 1 within time. Not 30 years, not 20 years, not 10 years, but now. You can do that now. That's a legitimate way to make money. I know the city loves corruption, but that's a legitimate way you can make money. Moving on to, we have the tiny home shelters. I know for a fact, okay? I know for a fact that not only the solicitation of those bids, but the actual developers are close friends of Karen Bass, and those kickbacks from those developers go straight to the many umbrella branch organizations that tie into Inside Safe. What are you going to do when the feds that launched the task force to audit the homelessness program, and allegedly that the city, especially this particular department, is claiming to address the issue of homelessness? Knock on your doors and ask your family members to turn over all your computers, all your cell phones, and all the other shit that you guys are clearly defrauding the city of money. Moving on to number 3, we have yet another tiny home shelter. We know for a fact, again, same developers tied into the whole fraud that is Inside Safe, and now there's a whole task force from the feds coming to you guys. The doors will be knocking. That money is fake made up money that you stole from the taxpayer, and we know it to be true. That's why the task force is in existence. Same for number 3 and 4. Those tiny home shelters, one of the actual $250,000 donations came from a celebrity who's tied with Karen Bass.
And that concludes multiple agenda item commentary on the Zoom platform, President Corson. We do have the additional in-person commenter who indicated they would like to offer multiple agenda item commentary. I believe it's Jessica.
I'm sorry, what was that?
There's one additional person who offered a comment card and requested to speak on multiple agenda item commentary. Jessica.
I misread it. Thank you. Jessica, did you want to speak on multiple agenda items? No? Okay. Thank you. With that, we will close multiple agenda item public comment for today's meeting. Move on to the approval of the minutes from Friday, March 21st. If there is a...
And with that, I'm going to leave the Zoom, but I'm going to keep the stream going for a bit. there's a few things that I don't want to wait for another stream to bring up because they're fresh on my mind. That tiny house thing, I always thought it would be a good idea to have like a lot and have tons of different tiny houses, you know, and like have the unhoused people have a little tiny, but I would love to live in a tiny house myself or tiny home or whatever it's called. But I should have looked at the agenda. And that's why I recommend reading through the agenda the night before and maybe taking notes of what items you want to speak about because I I would have spoke on that for multiple agenda items. I don't know how I would have tied that to Scientology, but I don't know, maybe there's a way to say that if people are leaving the Sea Org, they might be scared to leave the Sea Org because they have nowhere to go. But when there's places like these tiny homes, like someone could leave the Sea Org and then they'd have a place to go with a program, like whatever. But Mayor Bass, Inside Safe, that's some BS. I think it was like 17,000 a month per person. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't trust her with any of that stuff. Um, about audit getting interrupted, that was some BS. Like, they know that she, you know, is speaking about stuff that is on the agenda, but they're trying to get specific um specific item numbers. And it's different in every meeting, but I want to know who is the person that is supposed to be calling you off topic? Because there shouldn't be three people that are able to like jump at you and say you're off topic. It should be one specific person has that power. Like sometimes Corson will say it. Sometimes the city attorney will say it. Why is TJ saying it? Like that doesn't make sense to me. Um, you know, like she hopefully got her time. I don't know, maybe we can go back and, you know, at some point I can put a stopwatch and see the time. Like I think that would be good to actually if you want to do something and you haven't found something that you can do and you just want something small to do, time the public comments. You know, like put the app on the stopwatch on your phone and then just time like the people and how many people spoke in a meeting and you know like how much total talking time there was, you know, and if it was over 10 or under 10 is important because they tell us we have 10 minutes and then sometimes they only give us 9. But it would be good to see if they stop the timer when they're interrupting. And also, I don't know how all of them got to interrupt. I think the city attorney today they said was Virginia Choi. So it wasn't Happen Stan or I don't know her name, something like that. But I think it was Choi today. But they need to they need to why don't they show us the timer on Zoom? I know that they're capable of it. And I'm sure there's other people in here that have been on a Zoom and they have a little timer in the corner. Like police commission, when you call police commission, they have a little timer and it tells you your time. Why don't they do that on this one? I brought it up and TJ said it's not possible or something. But TJ was also, that's my next point. TJ was also like lying or the techs there don't understand their job. They don't know what they're talking about because anyone on Zoom knows that whoever was speaking, their screen would pop up. So when audit was speaking, you couldn't see the commissioners, you couldn't see their reaction. All you could see was the black box with the little, you know, grayed out silhouette thing. Like, and then she would stop talking and then you could see the commissioners. When they were talking there and someone on Zoom wasn't talking, you could see the commissioners. And I hate how he had worded it. It sort of sounded like he thought I was lying or that I was, I don't know, that I was having like a user error and I had to refresh my Zoom. Like, I don't know. They need to get it together. And I assume that if you're doing like a tech job at City Hall, you're getting paid more than you should if you don't know how to do that. I don't know how much they get paid, but you could take someone randomly off the street that could do that job better. There's so many technical issues. I could figure it out. I could go there, get behind their computer, and figure out all their stuff, no problem, no issues. Never doing it before. They've been doing it day after day after day after day, and they don't know how. And it's like they just, I don't know. Like, I don't know these people personally that have these jobs, but they do not seem like they're qualified. Um, okay, so yeah, I am assuming this is about, I don't know, with the leg and everything, I can't tell what one this is about. Let me see. But I heard someone asking about the surge law. And if anyone in here doesn't know the story, like, look it up. I hate talking too much about things that I don't know about enough. I don't want to say the wrong facts, but I believe that he was a paraplegic and he didn't have his arms or his hands or something like that. But he was in the Sea Org and they kicked him out or he left. See, I don't even know that. I need to re-educate myself and Serge. I don't even know how to pronounce his name. Oblinsky. I don't want to be disrespectful and say his name wrong, but I think that's right. But yeah, but like I don't know if it was his hands or his arms, but I think it was like paraplegic means that you lost two limbs or the ability to use two limbs. But I think that quadra it would be four. I don't think he was quadra. I don't know. But it's really messed up how they treated him and where are you supposed to go for help in that situation? Like what are you supposed to do? Like it's just so horrible. Um see. Oh, and did anyone notice in the meeting they said goat puppet and I couldn't get a visual, but wasn't that just F-bomb guy? Like that straight up was Mr. Herman. But they said goat puppet, so did he sign up under that name? See, that's weird to me because I thought para could be lower extremities or upper, but it was just two of them because, para would imply two. I thought lower was more common, but I thought it was still called para. I don't know. You're a nurse, so guess I'm learning new things. But yeah, like we had how many people call in today? There was Audit, Amy, me, Henry, and then there was F-bomb guy and a random Jessica. So was that 6 people? Because we had room for like 4 more people. So it's like there were weeks where there were too many people, and I think people might have got discouraged because they tried calling in and they didn't get a chance. So now there's less numbers because those people got discouraged. But hopefully more people can call in. I think that there's a meeting still on Friday, but it's not a Zoom meeting. From my understanding, I think that it's an off-site one, and there's also some meeting today later in the evening or something, a town hall, a public works town hall, and I believe that that's in person only. Like I don't know if Audit's gonna. I don't think she's going to the town hall thing today, but there's Matt is MD possibly gonna go, because I was looking at that agenda and that actually looked pretty interesting, but I don't think that you can Zoom on that one. And I think that I might be getting my days wrong. I think it's this afternoon or this evening. And then there's one on Friday. But there was some like special town hall public works something. And I can't really look it up on here because I'm using my phone to stream. My other phone, I don't have it on there. Dang. I'm never trying to like push my beliefs on anyone, but I believe in prayer, and I don't know, Yvonne, what your beliefs are. So if it's okay, I'm gonna be saying prayers for you. I feel weird, like I don't want to ever push my religion, but you're in my thoughts, definitely. It's some meeting. If someone can go to the calendar, I might be able to pull it up. But there's something that was like at 6 p.m. It's today, special offsite town hall meeting. And then it's saying that it is, where's the offsite location? It's going to be at the Constituent Services Center, 8475 South Vermont, in Council District 8. And then, yeah, there's still nothing about Zoom, but they have public comment. And then they're going to have welcome and overview of Public Works. Board of Public Works President Corson is going to talk about Public Works. And then they have welcome. And then that's going to be Harris Dawson. And he's going to welcome people. And he's the dude. Let's not forget, like, he was technically the mayor when those fires were going on. When Karen Bass was in Ghana, he was in charge. Where's his accountability and all that? Like, but then they're gonna have a 311 committee presentation, and the agenda is streetlight outages, street repairs, sidewalk repairs, street sweeping, tree trimming, and tree vending. Sidewalk repairs. Number 4 is homeless encampment comprehensive cleaning, rapid engagement, bulky item pickup. Number 5, fair work week and minimum wage. And then closing remarks. But I really wish that they had Zoom for this meeting. And I wish there was a way for someone to go in person, because all of these can be tied to the issues that we were speaking on. You know, from like bulky item pickups, how they failed to do that with the planters, you know, and fair work week and minimum wage. You can talk about how they work sometimes for 110 hours a week and they make $47. And that's just on like the regular Sea Org thing. If you're in the RPF, you make less. I think you make like 11 or something. And then there's also the RPF's RPF. But yeah, like there's a lot. And then the street repairs, sidewalk repairs. You know, like there's a lot on this one to talk about. But it's in person only. They probably will have it streaming on their YouTube, but there's no way. It just says you can submit your comments, your written comments via Google form, or you can speak in person. And this is at 6 p.m. at the Constituent Services Center on Vermont. So I don't know. I wish they'd open things like this up to Zoom. Like, but if you want to catch it, I'm not going to stream it. There's no point. Like, we can't call in. If you see MD around and he, you know, is able to at 6 o'clock, wherever this is, it's District 8. And it's on Vermont, the Constituent Service Center. But maybe MD can get up there. Maybe Audit can, because it's later. I don't know. But I think there's more meetings if she's in person, there's more meetings on Wednesdays, but I think that there's no more meetings that are call-ins, so I guess this is basically the end of the meetings today. And that's needed. Like, it's really good to like take time to rest up and just not, you know, focus on things for a minute. Like, I got that. So that's totally cool. But with that, you know, like there's no one's going to be going to that meeting probably. So if you do want to catch it, check out their YouTube. It might be on there, but they're not going to talk about the stuff we want them to talk about. The only purpose of it would be to be able to get a public comment in. But I'll catch y'all later. I'm going to go take the day off like Matt. That's what I'm going to do. So I'll see y'all tomorrow.